again, everyone. We begin with a scare on South Beach. A man arrested accused of carrying an axe and shouting racial slurs as he chased a woman.
Now see how it all ended. The night team Sheldon Fox is on Miami Beach with this night team exclusive tonight. Sheldon.
He brought his big blade to South Beach, Craig and Belkis, and it came with more than a side of hate and venomous rage. Luckily, he was stopped right about here and caught.
One subject detained. Drop the axe over there in the street. Over here, there's an axe on the floor.
The axe man cometh.
I was just taking pictures of the whole thing. I've got pictures of the whole thing.
Smack in the middle of a busy Saturday South Beach afternoon, an axe attack was thwarted by fast-arriving Miami Beach cops, who had to lift this piece of evidence with extra caution.
You know, it's funny, somebody had just told me, they said it gets a little crazy at night, but I didn't expect I'd have somebody wielding an axe coming down the road.
This was a very brazen and dangerous individual.
The danger coming here at 10th and Collins. Witnesses detailing the chaos to responding cops.
We actually were the ones that called.
Witnesses called cops when a woman was said to have been chased by this guy.
We saw him get it out of the back of a pickup truck up here.
The aftermath seen on body camera footage obtained exclusively by 7 News. The victim, who's not seen in the footage, told officers she observed a white male walking eastbound, screaming the N-word. When she confronted him and yelled for him to stop, she said he picked up an axe from the truck bed and began to walk fast towards her as he was swinging the axe and screaming at her.
He came running down the sidewalk.
A lot of witnesses and passerbyers, they were in fear for their lives as well.
In fear of a raging axe man.
With it up over his shoulder. When he heard you guys coming, he dropped it and then took off running.
Luckily, our ATV unit was in the area.
The PD's ATV unit was created to get to incidents quickly. Within minutes, they had John Harper cuffed.
Hey, you say you're out on bond parole for an assault? Yeah, that's...
Someone... Oh my God!
Here's Harper in January, according to Miami police.
Someone help!
Who say he attacked and struck a woman with a forearm-strengthening exercise device in downtown before being arrested. After bonding out, he was allegedly onto some bigger, deadlier weaponry. And so the accused Axeman sits in jail tonight now with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon added to his multiple charges, including one other for aggravated battery with a deadly weapon and several other offenses. Pending trial, several of them. We're on South Beach live. Sheldon Fox, 7 News Night Team.
All right, peace and blessings, ladies and gentlemen. All praises to the Most High. And that incident with John Harper, the axe-wielding Neanderthal, happened on March the 7th, 2025, almost a month ago. And I can't help but to think if this was a black man doing that, his picture would have been plastered all over the news, and he would have become the poster child for danger to women all across the nation. And the fact that if it was not sent to me, that I would not have known, kind of it is an example of how, you know, certain people are protected through the media, and you know, their perception is protected. Now, you saw the video where the man was evidently walking down the street just screaming the N-word. Like he's from Texas, by the way. So I don't know what he was doing in Miami Beach. That's what it happened. But he's walking around just yelling the N-word. Maybe they can do that freely in Texas in some parts. But I guess our sister was like, yo, chill out. And at that point, they said he went through the bed of his truck. So he's already driving the pickup truck, redneck. You can see him as well. He looks like the true definition of one. Nevertheless, he pulls out the axe and goes to, chasing the young lady down, swinging it and calling her the N-word. Fortunately for her, we had some bystanders. Maybe she had, her track shoes on and he couldn't catch her. Maybe, he definitely looks like he may be under the influence of some substances there. So maybe he, was kind of inebriated. Whatever the case may be, the police called and, they came in the ATV unit. Shout out to the police, and they was able to get the man before he hurt somebody. Now, he dropped the axe down the street. And it was surprising to me to see, if you look at that body cam footage, they actually had the taser out on my man. Once again, I don't really see, too many people that are not black being treated that way upon arrest, but I don't know if they tased him or what. But, he was up, he was talking, said, yeah, I'm already out on bond. And then the fact that he is out on bond for a similar incident. Now, the bond situation, as you saw, he was, attacking a lily white woman. She's fighting him off, she's ducking, she's dodging, and with a forearm strengthening device. I don't know what that is. I know the little grips right that we have. But whatever that is, you seen the lady, ducking and dodging to stop. Help. So evidently, it's definitely a racial thing, because he's using the N-word. But, it may be, a woman thing. Maybe some woman hurt him in the past. Maybe he didn't have a good relationship with his mother. Maybe, some I don't know. But, he needs to be stopped. He definitely needs to be stopped. But it speaks to a bigger issue because, I wonder where all the feminist groups at. They should be, waving their flags or whatever it is they do. Because what I've seen over time is, the standard of outrage is different. When it comes to black men and white men. So that white man is down there, he's swinging axes, he's attacking women, and he's just, he's able to walk around the streets free, even out on bail for that, and he commits it again. Now, once again, I remember seeing stories of black men, supposedly, being an attacker of women. I'm talking about men that their pictures were showed over social media. If anybody remembers the Ray Rice incident and a couple of more incidents where, a black man gets in a domestic dispute and he becomes the poster child for domestic abuse. Or if this was a black man, he would have became the poster child for, dangers or crazy men out attacking women. I wouldn't have I wouldn't got a response when I spoke to a black woman in public for about a month, because that's the level of propaganda that is placed when it comes to these type of things. But, nevertheless, this is proof that, there are some crazy white men out there, and we have to be aware there's still racism. Once again, this happened March 7th, 2025, in the year of our Lord, 2025. So this ain't the 60s. This is currently now. So we're seeing more instances of these things rearing their ugly head. Further proof that, racism is not dead, as some people like to act in this country. But nevertheless, I'm glad our sister made it out. I'm glad she wasn't attacked. And, I'm glad that animal was taken off the streets. But y'all let me know what y'all think about this video in the comments. 919-587-7782. Peace and blessings.